Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dinda Putri, and right now I want to tell you about my review of Journal Chapter 28. The title is Civic and Citizenship Education on Australia, The Importance of Social Justice Agenda by Babak Tetvan. So this chapter is about how civic education has been constructed in education policies in Australia since the publication of Education for Active Citizenship in Australian Schools and Youth Organization. It also addresses the conflict between how citizenship is represented in educational policy and how youth really experience it. Youth disengagement is perceived in many Western liberal democracies like Australia. This encourages governments to initiate youth engagement through policy and political discussions. Youth have consistently been portrayed as a problem to democracy. Their ignorance and apathy, particularly in terms of their political knowledge and engagement with governments. There are many evidences that youth participation is a crisis that Australians can afford to ignore. There is a gap between actual knowledge of political structures, procedures, and interest in politics. Many of young Australians lack of the knowledge, political and social heritage too. They have called for more intensive citizenship education to address youth's ignorance and misunderstanding of democracy. Civic education related regulation are seen as social issues that need to be faced and centered on the goal of forming youth into good citizens for the present and the future. The concept that one size fits all applies to all civic education policies in Australia. This is because of the fact that citizenship is frequently represented as a status that gains consistently as they grow older. It focuses on developing formal political knowledge and abilities as major objectives. Goals of these are to fix young people and create citizens from a mold. But youth are already involved in their daily politics where they actively contribute to their own civic education, practice democracies, and emphasize real-world experiences as important things. Moreover, they critique studies and programs on young participation that are based on limited definition of politics and political participation that see politics as an organized life experience. Citizenship must be viewed as a process involving individuals in various capacities within power structure. A social justice project is essential to education that supports youth equality because it reveals the obstacles that limit active participation. Approaches to civic education should acknowledge social exclusions and disadvantage as actual obstacles to active and participating citizenship. And civic education should assist youth in overcoming these obstacles in order to support their political agency. A social justice project may have three major connected effects. Firstly, a research like this allows us to see how formal organizations like the Students' Representative Council are effective as a forum for student aspirations. Secondly, a social justice agenda to highlight the civic side of life. Lastly, by focusing on the importance of relationship in young engagement, it brings social justice lens to civic education. That's all from me. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.